Well, hello and welcome back. We are continuing our SQL Python combo tutorial series, and we went through a longer one last time. I apologize, but it's one of those, it does take a little bit of time to go do some of that cleanup, and did get that stuff cleaned up. So now we have our sort of an organized dbsync class that has stuff sitting in it to sort of help us out. We can call it from different places, and then we're going to run everything from our main script. Now, looking at our to-do thing, let's see. So we basically got how to import related data, multiple ways, generalize, extract the key functions. Okay, so we got the first part of this. So we're going to do this like this because we're going to come back to it. We're going to provide a way to walk multiple databases. We're not going to do that today. We are going to deal with, we're going to start dealing with our data issues a little bit. Some we can run into. This is going to start us on walking the foreign key hierarchy just a little bit, but also it highlighted to me that we have not pulled across foreign keys. We deal with primary keys, but we actually do not create any other references. So that's something we're going to end up picking up as well. Probably not this episode because we're going to keep it simple this time. So I want to show you what I'm running into here, what got us going. So when we go through, let's see, where's that? Rows. There we go. So when we do sync rows, we come in and we just do a truncate of each table. So every table, we just go through and empty it and start pulling rows across. Now, we may not want to do that. So this is an option. This is something else that we're going to start exploring as we go further on. But right now, let's just work with this truncate. Now, let's just take two tables here, address and lookup type. If I truncate them, no problem. I can go through them. However, if I suddenly add a foreign key relationship, whoop, that's a drop. So if I add to the table address a constraint where now its type ID is referenced in lookup type, and then we'll see what that looks like real quick. If you look at address, you can see here, instead of PRI, it's got this MUL for the key. And then if I try to do a truncate, bam, I get an error. Cannot truncate a table referenced in a foreign key constraint. So if I have that there, when I'm running through trying to do my simple processes, so if I come through here, let's see, where's main? Let's just do this. So if I do it, then it's not going to like it because it's going to blow up right here. Foreign key constraint fails. So what we need to do is we need to be able to first adjust those constraints. And what we really want to do is for that given one, we want to check. So we're going to do that here. When we come in here, the first thing we want to do before we do this truncate is we're going to check if this is referenced in a foreign key. So what we're going to do is we're going to see if this table, which in this case it would be lookup type, we got to see, does something reference it? Now, it's not that address references it, so we can't find it. If we look back at your description of address, we don't see that. Also, if we look at description of lookup type, we don't see that. We don't see where it's referenced anywhere. So we have to go back into our information schema. And this is actually going to be in referential constraints. And so what we're going to do is let's just do that. And again, where the table is tutorial, if we look, then we're going to see here, because we didn't even have a name before, or I'm sorry, here, that's a drop. When we do add constraint, we didn't give it a name. It just has a name. So we have this constraint name. We can see here that the reference table is lookup type, which is that's what we care about. And then the table name that references it, we've got that. So between that, because if you remember, the way we get rid of a foreign key is it has to be alter table, the table name that it's on, not the one that references it, not the table, and then the name of the foreign key. So we would have the constraint name. So we have the constraint name, we have the table name, and we have the thing that says, hey, we need to care about this. So what we want to do first, and we probably don't need all of these, so we're going to probably clean this up a little bit. Let's go with our query. So what we want to do is we want to do a first, let's just do a, we'll go ahead and pull all of them. So we really don't need anything other than, let's go look at this real quick, the shortened version. And we really we don't care what the unique constraint name. We do care about the unique constraint name. We don't care about the match option. We don't care about the update rule. We don't care about the delete rule, although we could tweak it there. Let's see. And so we have our, we don't need our unique constraint name. So constraint name, table name, reference table. And really what we need to do here, and reference table name equals, and in this case, LKP underscore TYP. And so we're going to get is bam, we have those. And we really don't even need that second one. So now that's all we need. And so from there, we're going to take that and we're going to do an alter table, because we're going to go ahead and we're just, this sort of, again, sort of a brute force approach is we're going to go through and we're going to say, hey, if it's there, we're going to drop it. And then we're going to be able to truncate. So what we need to do here is this is going to be in the destination database. So this is going to be our check SQL equals. And what we need to do here is we're going to pull all of these. And what we're going to do is we're just going to make this painfully simple to do. So let's see. So we're constraint schema equals, and that's going to be our table, which, whoops, we already have it down there. We've already loaded it up. Actually, I guess we loaded it right there for table in. Oh, I'm sorry, that's constraint. That's not the table. Whoops. So here we're going to need our, this is where, so we're going to have to change this a little bit, because before we would have places where we would send, let me see here, we would send our database name. So we're going to have to call, where we are here. So we're going to have to change this, and we're going to have to call this destination DB. Let's do destination DB name just to be safe. And then when we do sync rows, now we're going to have to call it whatever our database name is. This is something we're going to clean up a little bit later as well, by the way, but for now. So this is going to be destination DB name. And let's just do it like this. Do that to sort of clean it up a little bit from its length. And then the reference table name. This is where we're going to do, that's just going to be table. And then I don't need this part, that comes later. So let's see, so close that out. So first what we want to do is we're going to go through, where is our, this is our cursor destination. And we're going to do a dot execute. Ooh, good question. How do we want to do this? Let's do, we're going to do this here first. So that's going to be the check SQL. But, and then we're going to come in and we're going to have to get rid of that thing. But we want to take the descriptive query. Let's see, do we want to do that? Yes. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to try to get rid of that. So get rid of our data. So we come in here, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so So first, we empty our table. We don't need to know anything but the table name there. So what we can do is we can come in here and we can say for row in, let's call that for foreign key row in, and this will be, let's call it FK rows. Then we're going to go through here. And then for each one, we're going to do this FK SQL equals, and then we're going to have to clean all this thing up. Let's do it this way. Whoop. This is one of those exciting parts of the tutorial where we will watch Rob type. So we go there, we go there, we go there. So we come in here, we're going to alter table, and we need to give it our table name. And that's going to be our table. And then we're going to drop foreign key. Oh, actually, nope, this is going to be in FK row 0 because that's our table name is 1. I'm sorry. And then we're going to drop foreign, plus FK row 0. And then we're going to execute it. So we're going to do cursor destination dot execute. Hopefully this won't blow up because we're using the same cursor, but I think we're okay because we always have our rows. And now we should be able to do it. So running this same thing, before, when we got rid of this, let me pull that back out just to verify it's still there. So before, it's going to blow up. There, it blows up. Now, if I come up here and I put our code in to take care of that, let me just do this real quick just to make sure we see what we're building here. That's FK SQL. Let's make sure I got that right. Yeah, okay. So now if we look at it, bam. Oh, now we're getting none type object is not iterable. Oh, if FK rows. Oh. Oh, my mistake. I need to do a fetch all. I knew there was something simple I was missing there. Let's see. So that's going to be cursor destination. Whoops. That's where the FK rows is. Put my S there. And now we should see that. And so now we're seeing cannot add or update a child road foreign key constraint fails. And oh, good question. So if we come through here, before we get rid of it, oh, we missed something. We did not get that right. Let's see, data sync for address. Cannot update. What did we do here? Let's see, FK SQL, check SQL. And we did something not quite right here. So let's see, for table and source tables, then I'm going to take, let's make sure we got that right. Maybe I missed something there. I probably did. Print the check SQL. And if we look, let's see, select constraint name. reference table name equals address. Oh, you know what? Oh, okay. So that's none, which is good. Oh, I wonder if it's giving me this. So he should come through. And we're missing something here. So, okay, let's figure out what we got in our little typos. Cannot add or update a child row constraint. Which should be fine. Main 20, but it's in dbsync 402. Cannot add or update a child row. Oh, because we're syncing the rows at a time. We need to actually, okay, what we need to do is we actually need to go through here and first, let's see, we're going to do the same thing. We've got to get rid of all of these before we do our truncate. So let's do this. First, we're going to do that. So we're going to come through here. We don't need to know. We don't have to do any of the truncatey stuff because we've already done that. Okay. And this is going to be data clean 4. And we're going to do that. And then we're going to do the, whoops. Let's take that part. Jump back ahead to where we were. And so we're going to come in here and we're going to go for each table. And first, we're going to clean out all the data. Because what was happening is we're running into some issues where we were pulling data in, but we had a foreign key that was blowing us up. So now let's see if that'll work. Yeah, we still have our prints. And now we're still running into something here. So we're not finding any. So when we find one, let's make sure I got that right. I don't think I did. I think I lost something there because I don't think it's foreign key. Yeah, that's why. That's what I thought. I missed something. Typo. Okay, so if I go in here and I do foreign key, now we're going to do it, and now it's going to bring all our data across. So once again, we've found a couple, bumped our head against something and been able to make a correction for it. Now, what we have also found is that we did not, we had to go in and manually create our our constraint here. What we're going to do next time around is we need to be able to, we're going to be like, let's say sync constraints, sync non-primary constraints, and that is what we're going to tackle next time. That being said, we can wrap this one up while this thing is running in the background trying to get some data moved across. But while we're waiting for that, go out there and have yourself a great day, a great week, and we will talk to you next time.